If you're gay, then you're gay. Don't pretend that you're straight. You could be who you are any day of the week.
Bathroom, where's the bathroom? I need to use the bathroom. Tell me that you have a bathroom in this hovel you call home. I don't know which was bumpier, the plane ride or the taxi. All these freeways are a nightmare. Where's my purse? I need my phone. By the way, you're looking healthy, and by healthy I mean chunky. I don't mean that as an insult, I'm just stating it as fact. I see your eczema is back. Are you using the lotion that I sent you? If you're not gonna use it, I'll return it to the store. God, I give you everything, and still you just want more. Where's the bathroom? Where's the bathroom? You haven't told me where your bathroom is.
It's upstairs.
Okay, fine, I need the walk. Whether your house is charming, though some flowers wouldn't kill you. Do you ever get a maid here? It's so nice to sit and talk. Since when do you have a vendetta against vases? When did you stop wearing makeup? Are you sure that you're not gay? I'd still love you if you were gay. It would explain this vendetta. Please just tell me if you're gay.
Again, I am not gay.
Don't interrupt me. You're always with the talking. I just got off a plane. Give me a moment to catch my breath. It's the least you can do since you lived inside me for 9 months and you still haven't told me where the hell your stupid bathroom is.
Again, it's upstairs.
All right. Thank you. You call that a bathroom? That's what passes for a bathroom. There were no bowls of rocks or any decorative stuff. You don't even have a Batman. Who doesn't have a Batman? If you need a Batman, I can. Oh, did you hear? A bishop in Wisconsin said something anti-Semitic, so the temple has decided to boycott cheddar cheese. Everyone, that's how you're doing. How is widow Becky? Is she still a bitch shop lawyer? And to that I just said, please. You won't get a husband this way. At least you have your career. Oh wait, throughout your career to chase this California dream. I wasted all the dough on Harvard and Yale for you to be living in a dump in nowhere USA, getting fatter by the minute on this greasy, gorgeous food. Just put my luggage in my room. Could I get a glass of water? I'll be back in a moment. I need to use the bathroom again.
Okay, so for some odd reason, I don't know why, but that song always, like, after I, like, start singing it, it's like, I literally need to use it. But I don't need to use it right now. Actually, I do, but I'm not going to. Probably do it after this video. Okay, so, in the last chapter, chapter 18, Sad Sighs and Sad Eyes, Sighs and Sad Eyes, apparently, Jay, started being nice to Aaron, and Jay has been nice to Aaron, and Aaron says that he moved out, and he actually got kicked out of where he was living, right before where he was living at the moment in time, before he decided to apparently find Drake's phone in the driveway. Apparently he must have dropped it, or it fell out of his pocket or something, but we don't know. But yeah, Drake is at the police station with his father. So, here we go. I jumped every time his voice rose. And this is the last part of chapter 18, Sighs and Sad Eyes. We're doing chapter 19 today. I jumped every time his voice rose. I look up at him with wide eyes, then slowly stood up. It's okay. Want me to go? I don't want to be making things worse, even though I was afraid to leave him alone. His face fell into one of his hands, and he extended one arm. It reminded me of how Drake would hold his arm out when he wanted me to come to him. So that's what I did. His hug wasn't like Drake's. He was stiff and desperate. But I stood there hugging him, and at one point I was convinced that he had forgotten that we were even hugging. His body shook lightly against mine, and I wondered if he was crying or angry or scared. He wasn't the easiest person to read. After a minute, though, he pulled me closer, and the second I said, "Thanks, kid." Chapter 19. Bedtime. Yeah, right. No need to thank me. I smiled and looked at me, and he looked at me blankly, almost confused. Okay. Now. Bedtime. He walked over to the cupboard, and I pulled my phone out to check the time. 5:30. He began opening the doors, searching again, slamming one of the doors shut, cursing under his breath. I took a deep breath, and then gently let it out. It's okay. You don't need it. I imitated Drake's soothing voice, but I knew it didn't come out as calming as his. He jumped at my words and completely forgot I was standing there. Sorry, kid, but you don't know that. I know you're strong enough to stop. I nodded, even though the counter held his stare. No, I don't know what drug he did, and how often, or why. But I knew he was strong. He'd already made it this far. He tapped his finger on the countertop impatiently, like he was waiting for something. Needed something he didn't have. I wondered how long he's been without doing whatever he was doing. He reminded me of Drake, the way he could never keep still. But I was pretty sure that wasn't for, and that it was for different reasons. Drake was hyper and bubbly. Aaron was nervous and dependent on certain things, whether or not they were healthy or even real. His dad didn't seem like that at all. Nervous, maybe. Guilty of his own consciousness. I wondered what their mom was like. I always imagined her accepting and happy. I leaned against the table and cleared my throat. I cannot read. I leaned against the table and cleared my throat. He glanced over, but I lost his eye contact almost immediately. Why did your mom leave? Do you know? Why the hell did you just ask that? I'm sorry. It's okay. You're wondering who asked, why the hell did you just ask that? That was his conscience. That's a voice that he has in his head that he argues with a lot. It's okay, he whispered, rushing his words. He was frozen now, staring down at the counter in front of him. There were so many reasons that I could come up with. You know, like our dad is a son of a bitch. Our mom didn't love me or my dad, from what I could see. His eyes were squinting again. Your mom had to have loved you. The Drake imitation didn't work so well that time. He set my comment aside. She loved Drake so much. She always did. I wish she'd say goodbye to me too. You know. He struggled and shook his head. He shrugged and shook his head. It's not Drake's fault. I was a terrible son. He always stuck up for me. He turned around and let out a deep breath. Always tried to help me see the truth. He shrugged and shook his head once more, like he was shaking thoughts out of it. I nodded slowly and digested with what he said. He opened his mouth like he had more to say, but then he walked over to the wall and turned off the lights in the kitchen. Don't worry about me, kid, he set all his hands on my shoulders and then let it fall. Drake will be home in a few hours. You should get some rest. I nodded and watched him walk down the hallway. After I heard his door close, I walked up the stairs. I was worried about him. I was worried about people a lot. At least, that's what I've heard. I keep telling myself it's a good thing not to worry too much, though, as opposed to not worry enough. I sat in the hallway between Drake and Aaron's door. I didn't want to go to sleep, even though Aaron told me, and probably thinks I am right now, but I can't go to sleep anyways. I miss Drake. He's also on my worry list, even though neither of them say that they want me to worry about them. I wonder what Drake and his dad were talking about right now, or even if they were talking. The policeman said he had to question his dad more. Maybe the police had to question Drake too. I wish Aaron was there with them, that he could feel like a part of the family again, or at least have a better relationship with his dad. I wish their mom never left them, or that their dad wouldn't have gotten into things he shouldn't have. I felt cool air and looked up to see the vent right above me. I leaned my head back against the wall and folded my arms over my chest, slightly thanking Drake for letting me wear his hoodie. Aww. I rubbed my eyes and pulled up my phone. It was nearly 6 in the morning, and I had 2 unread texts from Carly. I stretched my legs out in front of me and set the phone in my lap. I crossed my arms again, leaning down to read it. Hey Jay, I was wondering if you're doing since you never called or texted me. Winky face. I tried to call you, but it went straight to voicemail. You guys better not be having sex. That would be a no-no. Fornal, though, our aunt is wondering too, so let us know. I stared at the screen and smiled It felt like I haven't talked to her in weeks, even though it's only been a day. A very, very long day. Drake's dad's coming home, hiding in the bathroom, a glass bottle, and the police. I shuddered and typed, "I'll explain soon." I hit send and slid my phone back into my pocket. My vision began to blur, and I realized I was staring at the same spot on the wall in front of me for a half an hour. I didn't want to fall asleep without knowing Drake was okay, so I stood up slowly, exhausted, drowning me. I made my way down the wooden stairs, around the corner, and flipped on the light switch and opened the cupboard. And stretched myself taller to reach the glass, but I froze and I spotted a small container hidden behind them. I carefully shuffled through the glasses cautiously of making too much noise. I peered into the cupboard, the plastic container, some kind of pill in it. I guess I couldn't make out what the label was. It appeared to be someone scratched it out. It was probably what Aaron was looking for. I wonder if Drake knew. Whether he knew or not, I wasn't going to let Aaron consume any more, whatever this is. So I took it, and after a minute later, I would have been caught. Just as I was closing the cupboard, the front door opened. Who do you think is opening the door? Do you think it's Drake? Do you think it's his dad? Do you think it's Drake and his dad? Who do you think this person is? I don't know, because I haven't read this. I probably should read this story. But, yeah, I like to be in suspense. So, I will see you guys tomorrow. And until the next time, gays, okay? Just ask the GSA. Mwah!